The hardest part isn't starting, it's restarting. And today we are going to talk about creating when you just don't feel like it. Step one, we're going to make a small plan. So we're going to pick a small project, whatever it is, whatever craft you're in. You're going to pick something that is easy, that you've done over and over again, and you're just going to start. And I'm going to put this into 5 easy steps that anyone can do to get back into creating. Step 2 is I'm going to write a list and I'm going to minimalize my tools. I don't want to have a lot of stuff, a lot of different options. I want to cut as many decision making possibilities that I can, and I want to stick with a very clear plan. Step 3 is to define the small steps. So in this case, I'm going to make a tag. So I'm going to start with making a plan. I know that I want to cover my tag with some type of paper. I want a cluster and I want to finish it off with a bow. And we're going to start right there. This is the state of my desk. So sometimes starting out starts here because looking around, I've only really been working on art things, and it kind of seems daunting to start something new. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up the desk and then we can get started. And I'm going to try to work solely on what's right here. So I have some supplies over on my desk. I have glue. These are like tools that I use a lot. Tiny stapler. What else? A bone folder, stuff like that. I have some pens here. And then I have some paints here, even though I think I'm going to grab a black paint, and that's going to be it. I'm going to keep it very simple, and we're going to start with that. I also wanted to show you some of the ACEOs I've been working on. These are acrylic, but I'm absolutely in love with these. They are, I guess they've taken place of my sketchbook, so to speak. I love landscapes. These all remind me of Florida skies, especially these that have some pink in the background. And so these have all gotten waxed and they're ready to go to Forever Homes soon, but I wanted to share them with you, and I'm going to go now and start clearing off the table, and I'll be back and let you know what I cleared off. I'm going to keep it pretty minimal because I don't want to add extra stress. That's just another thing that is going to get in the way of me creating anything. So this is my trash bowl. I usually keep it on my desk, and then I have a trash can right next to me, and this a lot of times sits like right on top of it so I can throw stuff out pretty easily, and it's not taking room up on my desk. Now when I'm painting, it's a little different because I have more space usually, especially when I was working on these, because they're smaller and I have more room to move around. But I'll be moving that just down below, and I'll be right back. I went ahead and set a 5-minute timer so that I could get as much off of the desk, clean off my brushes and stuff. And I'm not going to change this out. It's poster board that I taped down to my desk so that you guys don't see the glare from my glass desk. And now I'm just going to grab these and look through them. I guess I have a lot of just little bits in all of these. They were organized a little bit better. So I think this one used to have the embossed pieces as well as these that have embossing and wax, and then some that just have wax on them. And then this looks like pieces that I kind of already started, and there's some wax stuff inside of there as well. So I'm not sure that there's any rhyme or reason. I think, I start off with them organized, and then as I'm working, they become unorganized. Originally, I was going to use pre-made tags, but instead I've decided to use these that are on my desk. I have some, they're just plain note cards. I have some that are just the regular one note card, and then some that I've glued. Let's go ahead and use one of the double ones for now. I want to act quickly and not give a ton of thought to what I'm doing, or else, again, it's just another deterrent that is going to slow the process down. The first thing I'm going to look for is something that I can put as the backdrop to this. So just off the top of my head, something like a script would be nice. Just a piece of pattern paper, that would be really pretty. I like this. This is like ledger paper. Step 4 might be the most important of all of the steps, and that is to start with something that has repetition, something that you have done over and over again, something that you know very clearly. So this might not be something new and exciting that you saw on Pinterest or you saw a YouTube video on, but it's something that you already know how to do. The purpose here is to get you back into the art of creating art. And sometimes we have to start at those small steps. When we start with something that is repetitive, our brain already knows what it needs to do. And so there's less thought process and there's more room for creativity. In my case, I know that something that comes very easily to me is tags. I sometimes look at tags like I don't want to make them because I make them all the time, but they are very versatile to be able to add to any journal. And so I know that it's a kind of low effort item. When you are in this category of picking repetitiveness, something that I would add is pick something that sparks joy in your heart, something that you know that you absolutely love. In my case, it's adding black paint. And really, I love adding any kind of paint on the edges. I think it just finishes it off. It is beautiful and it really does spark joy in my heart. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that on the list. This is going to do two things. Number one, it's going to stop me from wondering how I'm going to get from A to Z and how I'm going to decorate this. I know that when I add black paint to the edges, I'm going to be happy about it. And then number two, it takes away those decision-making process that goes on in your brain of why it's the excuses, right? Of why we can't do this. We don't have enough time. We don't know what we're going to do. We aren't ill-prepared. We haven't done this in a while. Whatever those excuses are, this is going to help limit them. And something that you saw me do in the beginning of the video, and I would highly recommend that you do as well, and that is keep a notebook or maybe a scrap piece of paper, maybe some note cards, a commonplace book, but somewhere where you can write down notes and sit down. If you are in a slump or if you just for whatever reason, whether it's health, it's mental health, it is just from lack of time, whatever it is, if you have been stuck in this slump, this will help you to get out. And number one, stop and decide what project you're going to do. Write that down. Write down the materials that you need for that project. Then write down all of the simple steps that you have to complete that project. You're taking out all of the stuff that can kind of cloud your brain and give you excuses on why not to create. Something else to note that is very important in my life, and so I feel like I have a need to express that here, is that whenever you're dealing with anything where you're in a slump, whether it's at work, whether it's creatively, whether it's, whatever, just your everyday life tasks, the first thing that I would suggest that you do is give it over to God completely and ask Him to take it over for you and to relieve those stresses of feeling that it's on your shoulders. Instead, give it over to Him and allow Him to just take it over for you. And you're going to see, even if at first that seems daunting, it seems silly, it seems weird, that after you've done it for a little while, you'll start to notice the little patterns and the little ways that things start getting easier for you. Well, I hope that you do try this out and that these 5 steps have helped you. I know it's helped me. It's been a while since I've posted, and I needed this just as much as you might have needed it. Remember to be kind to yourself, because it's okay to take a little bit of time off. It's okay to rest. And now we're back. We want to create things that spark joy in our lives. I hope that this video has blessed you. And again, I thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And if no one has told you today, I want to let you know that you are unconditionally loved. Until next time, love you. Bye. While the glue has a minute to dry, I wanted to go over what was in my little pouch on my desk, in case you're wondering. So I have a sanding block. I think this is from Dollar Tree. I also have a glue gun, some pencils and pens. I have this stapler that I think I got off of Temu. I want to eventually get a big one of those. I have some of these little rulers. I I have some little embroidery scissors. I think these are here on accident, so I'm going to actually put them over to the side. I have this little machine that I couldn't find the other day, and now I know it's in here. I have a couple of tweezers. This tool that should not be in here, so I'll pull that out to the side. Look at all that mess under there. Do you see all of the little scraps of paper? I don't know how that happened. I have this little brush that is for distressing. It's like very, very thin, if you can see it. The thing is that in the package, it came like that with that crease, and so I haven't used it much because of that. I have another glue stick. This is actually one of my favorite things. I mainly use this for painting, but it's the Ranger Mini Mister. And I think when you buy it, it comes with a pack of 2. I have no idea where the other one is or where the cap is to it. I have another pair of tweezers, some of my favorite lip balm. This is really good, and I like that it's peppermint. And more pencils, an eraser, which I was looking for the other day, so I'm glad now I know that that's in here. I have these that go with a pencil. Now I don't know where the pencil is, but they're different colors. And so, oh, and then I have a hole punch and an X-Acto knife as well, my tiny attacher. And so these things sit on my desk so that they're within hand's reach at all times. My scissors go in there. This is also, it's a blending tool. This is like super old. It's wherever it's at, Making Memories. And it's kind of like a stippling brush, I would say. It's kind of boar's head. I don't use it that much, but it's in there in case I need it. A bone folder. And that's pretty much it. And then that frees me away from 2 things. 1, adding any extra products that I really don't need. And then 2, it cuts down on my time to find things. Oh, and a 3 bonus is that it's small. It stays not hidden on my desk, but it's pretty concealed over on the side. I can't grab it. Over on the side. And so it's kind of inconspicuous to just leave hanging out on the side instead of like a container that has like all the pieces sticking out. So I find this works really well for me. If that's something that you're struggling with, then go over to Dollar Tree, get one of their pouches. They're actually the best, and use it like this. because I limited myself to these bins, it's going to be really easy to clean up. So I can just put the pieces back in each bin, stack them, and put them back on the side of my desk. And now that's going to free me up to be able to do more projects as well, whether it's painting, whether it's paper crafting, but without having a ton of stuff on my desk, that is just, it's just another deterrent. And so as many of those that we can eliminate, the better and the easier that creating becomes. And so now my desk is not completely cleaned off, but it's cleaned off enough for me to keep working.